It was just yesterday the civic bodies got onto work after the NGT, RAP, BDA, BWSSB as well as the BBMP. In fact, we also showed you the mesh work being done as well as the Paura Karmikas picking up the garbage. However, just a day after that, that is on Tuesday, we see another sorry state of affairs here right at the Bellandur Lake. As you can see, the conservancy workers in fact segregate the garbage and dump it right into this particular lake.
There are thousands of lakes in so many cities in the country, but it's only Bellandur Lake which is being spoken about, and no other lake is being mentioned, as if every other lake in every other city is clean and neat and not polluted.
It seems like those are the BBMP employees, but still they are putting the garbage over here.
There is this pungent smell coming every now and then. So if they're just dumping the garbage on one side of the lake and putting back on the other, I don't think so. The authorities need to work something on this.
The authorities are aligning some work, but they're not governing what is happening at the other side of the thing.
And it is very hazardous. Even groundwater also we are not able to use.
Well, you're watching the Urban Debate on Mirror now, and I have that very unfortunate news to bring to you. The Bangalore government, and we've brought it up to them several times, the fact that this is a crisis situation. The NGT has brought up the fact that this is a crisis situation. Remember, if you're watching in Bangalore right now, the reason why this lake is so important, to answer Dinesh Gundarao's question, is that that lake is currently poisoned, and that poison has leaked into the groundwater supply of the people of Bangalore. Anybody who is drinking borewell water right now runs the risk of developing cancer. That is the crisis that is in the city of Bangalore. And we have a government that's turning around and asking us, why is it that when there are so many lakes in so many cities, somehow you can't stop talking about this one? I'll tell you why. It's because for some reason you can't stop shirking your responsibility. You won't take responsibility and you won't do your job. All that the NGT has asked, all that the citizens of Bangalore have asked, is that you clean up the lake. Now, to make matters worse, it is the government themselves, with their kind of irresponsibility, that dumping garbage in the lake, and no answer that the government has given us so far has seemed satisfactory. Even the mayor that we spoke to today turned around and said, oh really, is that really happening? Let's see, we will punish the people who are doing this. That is not good enough. That is not the definition of how you should be reacting to a crisis situation. What you should be doing is making sure that the people who are handling the problem at the lake, who are cleaning up the lake, know their jobs. This is obviously a case of the government simply not caring about the city or about the people one more time. The government of Karnataka have let us down one more time, and this time they are in clear violation of the NGT order that has prevented and outlawed any sort of dumping, civic, industrial or sewage, in the Bellandur Lake. And we can see quite obviously that it is the government themselves that is dumping in that lake. Joining me on the show this evening, Sridhar Pabbishetty, CEO of Namma Bengaluru Foundation. Vimlendu Jha is an environmentalist and the founder of Swecha. Ramprasad is the convener of the Friends of Lakes, will join us through the course of this conversation. Professor Dr. T.V. Ramachandra is an expert, and he's also the lead of the expert committee that was set up to look into the problems of Bellandur Lake. He's from the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. Debi Goenka is an environmentalist, and also through the course of this conversation, Nagaraj Yadav is a panelist for the Congress party, will join us as well. Sridhar Pabbishetty, I want to start with you. We just talked about this on Friday morning in Bangalore.
Absolutely.
On the banks of the lake, and the government gave us repeated assurances that they are serious and that they are going to solve the problem. Obviously, none of that is to be taken seriously.
Absolutely. You know, the statement by the Congress working president is really appalling, to say that why are you so obsessed with just one lake in one city. I think that's only how much the government has even internalized the gravity of situation. As was pointed out on the Friday's show, the real threat is to the extent of kidneys that are failing of citizens, and why something cannot be done. The apathy reeks so large. The NGT said every instance of garbage being dumped should be fined for 5 lakh rupees. The question that begets now is saying that who will pay the fine? Will it be the BBMP Commissioner? Will it be the BBMP Joint Commissioner of Solid Waste Management? Will it be the BBMP Mayor, or who? Who will be held accountable for this gross negligence and gross misconduct? It also points to a larger question of saying, is this government interested in the affairs of the city or the welfare of its citizens? It only seems to be interested in favoring the builders' lobby, which Namma Bengaluru Foundation exposed in the National Green Tribunal last week, wherein we showed how the NGT order of May 4th, 2016 was being watered down to favor the builders' lobby. In spite of the severest of the rap on the knuckles that the NGT gave, and it also asked the government to say, if you are serious about rule of law in your state, you will act against these officials. We are awaiting to see the action on these officials, and hopefully that will pave way for reviving the Bellandur Lake and nothing else.
Well, Shrikant Murthy of the Congress party joins us on the phone line right now. Shrikant Murthy, at what point will the government of Karnataka start taking this problem seriously? Is cancer causing groundwater not enough for you? Is this not a serious enough situation for you?
It is. I would like to, at the outset, mention this to you that as a citizen I'm speaking, irrespective of political affiliation, as a citizen of Bangalore, I am ashamed, whichever government is in power, it has contributed a lot to the destruction of the environment and ecology in and around Bangalore. For your information, the Bangalore City Corporation has got 199 legislative corporators. Among them, 80% of them belong to real estate agencies. If these are the people who are presiding over, running our administration, what can be expected out of them? They are the representatives of the builders' lobby. They themselves are builders' lobby. So that is the situation. Very unfortunately, all political parties have contributed to the destruction of our Bangalore city.
No. I want to know, Shrikant Murthy, before we say that all political parties have contributed, I'm not talking about who has contributed. I'm talking about the fact that after we realized that this is a crisis situation, this morning, today, after the NGT order, after all of the fuss that's being made by the media, after the fact that we came to Bellandur, we stood on the banks of the lakes, and a representative of your government promised us that they will take this problem seriously. You're obviously not taking this seriously. I don't want to talk about the last 20 years. I want to talk about today. Why isn't this problem being solved today?
I would like to mention this again, that nobody is serious about solving the problem. They are only contributing to it further. No, nobody is accountable, nobody is responsible. Unfortunately, Bangalore city has been made a garbage city, and all of us are responsible, including the civilized society of this country. And no corporate social responsibility is coming into force. There is no citizen responsibility. There is no NGO's responsibility here. Unfortunately, unless the citizens they take the whole issue to the arms, nothing will happen. But
I don't understand. Are you telling me, Shrikant Murthy, that the current Karnataka government is completely incapable of doing its job? That it cannot take responsibility for the city that it makes such a lot of money out of?
Yes, absolutely. Because in spite of many judicial orders and now the NGT, we have not been able to move an inch forward. This is not the first time that Bellandur Lake has been rejuvenated. Many a time earlier also has been done, but it's only, I would like to say, ornamental cleaning up. That's not going to solve the problem unless you go to the root of it. And how serious is the government is a big question, because the role of our ruling people in Bangalore is disaster.
Vimlendu Jha, I saw your hand go up. I mean, I'm not really sure how to react when a member of the ruling party says things like this. It sort of leaves you feeling so helpless.
Absolutely. And I think, I don't know what's the reason why Mr. Murthy is making that statement. It's very heartening for us to really hear that the political class takes responsibility finally. But at the same time, you need to understand that, the things that have been going on around this lake, we're actually talking about almost 40% of Bangalore sewage actually goes into this particular lake. We've actually seen NGT talk about it for years now. And then there's absolute lack of political will. I will not let Mr. Murthy get away by saying, oh, well, we can't do it. But Mr. Murthy, as a political representative, although he really says that he's just a citizen, it perhaps could be a very, very convenient excuse, because you can't be conveniently call yourself a citizen because it's the political class or our government in power which is responsible for the mess that we actually see here. Imagine the judiciary actually came in.
We have been fighting within the party forum. Unfortunately, nothing is coming forward.
So, sir, perhaps you should resign and you should really not be part of the political process, therefore, for you to really still have the badge of being a Congress representative and still say that you really don't really think that your party can do any governance.
Because the pace of work that which is going on is a matter of shame. We have been fighting, a few conscious people like me are fighting within the party, but unfortunately the vested interests in the Congress party are strong enough to suppress the voice.
Tell me something, Mr. Shrikant Murthy, there is an election coming up in Karnataka in less than a year. Will you be fighting that election from the Congress party or from a different party?
I am fighting from the Congress party only. I am not changing that. But I would like to be honest to the citizens of Karnataka to say that we have failed in certain areas. I don't want to be dishonest to myself. I don't want to cheat myself.
Right, I want to bring in also Professor Dr. T.V. Ramachandra, who is the expert on this matter. Dr. Ramachandra, none of us have to be experts to know that when the people who are meant to clean the city are dumping garbage in the lake, we are not making any headway. This is a government being completely irresponsible.
It is.
Well, if you see the problem, it is a fragmented governance, and all along it has been a blame game. You know, that is the root cause of our problem. In fact, I am surprised to see the comment from one of the senior leaders from Karnataka. If we don't wake up today, you know, we are going to pay the heavy price. The groundwater is contaminated, air is contaminated. What these politicians are giving to us and our children, they need to wake up and they try to solve the problem. The solutions have been listed out in the committee report, which was submitted 9 months. I don't know whether Mr. Rao has read the report. Let him go through the report before talking about other parts of the country. First, let him know his homeland. We have elected him. Let him, he has the responsibility to the citizen of this state. Let him deliver before giving excuses and try to run away. See, this is how they are fooling us. They have come up with a dynamic city tag to fool us. Where is the dynamic city? In what way the Bangalore is a dynamic city? The traffic doesn't move, the water is contaminated, only the froth in the lake is dynamic and fire in the lake is dynamic. This also shows the irresponsible governance in the system. I think we demand, as a citizen of Bangalore, we demand for the clean air, water and the environment. Let the government take call of it, otherwise let them quit. Why have they handed over the city to the mafia of land, water and waste? If they are unable to manage, let them quit. Let us see how to run the system later.
If you're unable to do your job, and Shrikant Murthy representing the Congress party is shockingly accepting that the government is unable to do their jobs right now. Nagesh Aras is the author of Sewage Treatment Plant Guide. He's an activist in Bangalore.
I'm
Nagesh.
not saying he's unable to do, but the decision that which has to be taken should be more responsible and concerned. At the moment, that concern is not that serious. But I can tell you this, a few of the friends of like me in our party are fighting for that, and we are taking up the matter tomorrow with the Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary. This has to be taken at utmost priority because I live in the vicinity of Bellandur.
No. So if you're fighting, you're not fighting hard enough. What position do you hold, Shrikant Murthy, in the Congress party in Karnataka?
I am in charge of the media.
You're in charge of the media. If you're fighting, let me tell you, Shrikant Murthy, as a citizen of Bangalore, I'll remind you, if you're fighting within the government, you're not fighting hard enough, which means that you're not doing enough.
I tell you that the lobby which is stronger than me, I am only fighting that, and unless we are regrouping, but it takes time. Therefore, we are taking up the matter to the highest executive authority, the Chief Minister.
So if you're saying that there is a lobby within the party right now with vested interests, can you give us names? Who are you referring to?
No, I would like to not go public for that, because that would be indiscipline.
You are telling me right now.
Say we should assist him. Say we should assist him.
Yeah, I may not go in public. I will tell you. Perhaps to tell Ragini in person.
You will tell Ragini in person. All right. You will tell a member of my team in person who these people are that you're referring to, and we will investigate separately.
At least I will be happy if you expose them.
If I expose them. All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We will find out who Shrikant Murthy is talking about specifically.
Yeah.
And we will investigate and verify these claims that he's making and bring them to you on this channel. But Ramprasad, convener of Friends of Lakes, unfortunately, here we are one more time talking about the fact that this problem is as far away from being solved as it was a year ago. There is no change in the system.
Yeah, now the whole thing is that everybody is now suddenly I'm seeing Congress people have started running away from it. Now the issue is that, they want to join with you. Right from Harris, I'm seeing that, he tells I'm with the citizen, I'm with the citizen. So suddenly there is a kind of running off what TVR sir keeps on telling. They are trying to run away from the whole problem and the whole solution itself. Both of them. Now what I want to, one of the things what I want, if you cannot do anything, that we know certain things will take certain time to do, but what we can do, this thing, what we can see is that if whoever has been responsible for this, whoever have created this one, can't be taken to task immediately, that these are the people even in the past who have made up all these things to happen. Let it be the UDD department which has done that one, the planning department who has done that one, or even including pollution control board which has been very, very lax in this whole procedure. They all be taken to task. Maybe the previous, whoever it is, they all be taken to task, and according to the law, even go according to the law also. Whatever law is applicable for taking them to task, be done that, so that many of the bureaucracy which has done, or the politician who has done, they don't even have a fear. Now why they are not performing? They don't have a fear that if I go from here, I will be punished for anything that wrongdoing I have done. And in colliance with many builders, they are writing off lands as wetlands as kharab, and they are giving it away to in grant to people. This is what many governments have been doing. And we are still fighting cases with regard to that one. That how a wetland has suddenly been converted into kharab, and from kharab it has been granted away to people, and their huge buildings are coming up. So what you are telling is, whoever have done this, why can't really, there are cases going on, or there are people who are not done this thing, and they should be taken to task either by Lokaayukt or whichever the forum it is, they should be, or whichever tribunal it is. We have got a tribunal separately for encroachment itself. So we should be able to, they should be given full power, and we should be able to immediately see that even if these people don't go scot-free, there will be a fear.
I tell you, we've been trying to get in touch with the various people within the Congress government who have at different points of time given us assurances that they will solve the problem. N.A. Harris from the Congress party, who assured us on Friday morning that he will solve the problem, is no longer taking our calls or responding to us. Dinesh Gundurao, who is a very, very senior politician within the Congress party in Karnataka, has turned around and asked us, every city has lakes, every lake is polluted. Why is it that you're constantly talking about this particular lake? He assured us again that the government is serious, but I don't see how the government is serious. None of the others. Even now I understand Nagaraj Yadav of the Congress party has refused to come on the show. He has just called my team and said that he is not going to come on the show right now. He can't make it. It's not possible. Now, I don't know why he's not coming. Is it because of the fact that our studios are in MG Road and the traffic in Bangalore right now is so appalling, thanks to the same government, that nobody can make it on time? Or is he afraid of the fact that we finally caught this government on the back foot, and now on camera they cannot make any more excuses? How are you going to apologize to the people of this city for the fact that you are giving them poison water to drink? The fact that the borewells in Bangalore are pumping poison water to the people. This government has not bothered to inform the people of the city that their water is not safe to drink. The people in Bangalore cannot go from home to work and back again because the traffic and the management of the city is completely appalling. You have shown zero responsibility for anything in the city, whether that's the air, the traffic, the roads, anything that you're responsible for. This government has failed, and it has failed repeatedly, and there is no excuse. No excuse that you can offer us today. And I'm not surprised that most of the representatives of this government have just completely run away from the channel and refused to answer our phone calls and have refused to come on the show. I'm not just disappointed, I'm appalled.
But I have the courage of conviction to speak to you, my dear.
But the only answer that you're giving me, sir, he's apparently disconnected the call, is that nothing can be done. I'm not even sure where to go from here.
If I may just add.
Yes, Sridhar, go ahead.
Yeah. Say, if I may just mention, I think even if you were to give a little bit of a length of rope to Mr. Shrikant Murthy, we today don't know whether the real estate lobby is influencing the government or running the government. What we mentioned on Friday morning, and we couldn't spend more time on it, is when an expert committee was given the mandate, of which Dr. T.V. Ramachandra and myself are part of it, you had cabinet rank ministers hobnobbing with multinational companies and going with snake oil kind of solutions for treating Bellandur Lake with overnight methodology of 5,000 crores and whatnot. This shows how deep-rooted corruption and capture of the current state government is by the vested interest. Is this government for the people and of the people, or is it government for the builders and by the builders? And that is exactly what has been exposed. And when you saw the notification of the 30th March, they completely gave their way away by saying that they are all for builders, they are not for the citizens of the country. If they were for the citizens of the state and for the city, I am sure the first thing that they would have told was for their own BBMP staff to say that you should not just pollute the lake, you should catch anybody polluting the lake and impose 5 lakh rupees fine. Instead of that, they chose the easy way out. It's business as usual for the government, for favoring the builders, sacrificing the city and the citizens, and complete disregard for what the lake stands for. The lake today receives 40% of sewage of the state, of the city, and not just that, the state-sponsored garbage dumping is what we are seeing today, and that is really unfortunate.
This sort of apathy is clearly visible across the administration. We spoke today to the mayor of Bangalore, and we asked her for her definition of what is responsible and why it is that the BBMP that is meant to be keeping the city clean is actually poisoning it. Listen to what she said.
ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂಥರ ಬೇಜಾರು ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ NGT ಏನು ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ತಲೆ ಬಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ JC ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ 24/7 ರೌಂಡ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಕಸ ಡೆಬ್ರಿಸಿ ಯಾವುದು ಕೂಡ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ಲೇಕ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವರು ನಿನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ CCTV 2 ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಕೂಡ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೌರ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರಿಗೆ ಸಣ್ಣದೊಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಆ ಥರ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಪೌರ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ.
So what she says in that bite, just to translate for my viewers, is that we realize that this is that the NGT has given us an order, and the NGT order very clearly says that it is no kind of waste, either municipal solid waste or domestic waste, is to be dumped at the buffer zone of the lake. If anyone is found violating this, he or she will be liable to pay a fine of 5 lakh rupees. Is the government now, with its CCTV cameras, going to fine itself? She goes on to say that our workers have made a small mistake that you are highlighting now on your screen. Now, it is the adding up of these small mistakes made by the government repeatedly that has brought us to the point where we are right now. And for the citizens who live in Bangalore, they will tell you that there are small mistakes of this size at the corner of every street right now. There's garbage collecting at the corner of every street in Bangalore. There are small mistakes that's poisoning everything from the air to the water. It is ruining the quality of life because every part of that system is corrupt. Every part of that system is making money. Why is it that those 2 workers were sweeping garbage and putting it in the lake without supervision? Who was supervising this process? If the cleanup has been ordered by the NGT itself, shouldn't there be a supervisor looking into what is going on here? Vimlendu Jha, the NGT was very clear about where it stood and its opinion of the government's ability and the government's need to take this seriously. Obviously, this government is in clear violation of the NGT order.
Absolutely. So here we are actually talking about government really committing the crime itself, because here we are talking about not just omission in terms of its responsibility, but also commission in terms of really directly engaging. So all this while we were actually blaming the government for not doing enough, and today we've actually found post-NGT order really daring the NGT once again, or thinking that perhaps there's no governance and there's no accountability, really going and dumping garbage on the banks of the lake in that sense. Also, Faye, I think it's very, very important for us to understand that why are we talking about Bellandur Lake? And when the Congress representative in Newsbite said that why are we only worried about the lakes of Karnataka or lakes of Bangalore, we need to understand that out of 176 talukas, 160 almost have declared drought. We're talking about 9 out of 12 dams are running dry. We're actually staring at a drought mayhem in Karnataka, specifically in Bangalore. Last time when I was on your show, we were talking about this when we talked about contaminated groundwater table that we have, and therefore the impact that it actually has on public health. There's no shame, there's no accountability, there's nothing that we actually think of any institution. One is that we don't really need the judiciary of our country to remind our political class about day-to-day operations, day-to-day responsibilities that they need to really undertake. Here, there is NGT for really 2 years telling our state government, our city administration, and of course of other parts of the country as well, but specifically in the case of Bangalore, to really stand up and do something about it to fix responsibility. And here we have our political class really completely be shameless about the entire thing, and they think that we are here, we have a vendetta. No. Last time I remember when we were on your show, the Congress representative had that smirk and said that, oh, well, why don't you guys come and help us fix this entire situation? When the government is not able to fix its own problem and makes a mockery out of accountability and responsibility, I think citizens of Bangalore and citizens of every city that is actually facing this kind of a crisis will really teach the government or the political class a lesson. Because this is no more a joke, this is no more a romantic environmental scenery that we want to recreate. We're talking about our life, for heaven's sake, which actually very, very directly...
Mahendra Jain from the Congress Party, representing the Congress Party in Karnataka, joins me on the phone line right now. Mahendra Jain, I've been told, understands the problem in Bellandur very, very closely. Mahendra Jain, thank you for joining us. Please tell us, why are the workers of the BBMP still dumping garbage in the Bellandur Lake when it is very clear that the lake is a crisis situation and needs to be cleaned up?
Acceptable. If any BBMP worker is found to be dumping any garbage, or anyone else who is found to be dumping garbage, we have clear instructions from NGT that we will impose severe fines on them, regardless of who it is. And if you give us any proof that any of those BBMP workers were there, we will absolutely take immediate action against them.
Mr. Mahendra Jain, I am running proof on my channel right now. At 6 a.m. this morning, our reporter went to Bellandur Lake from the adjoining apartment buildings, shot footage that we are running on the screen right now of 2 workers who swept the road and swept the area near the road and dumped whatever they had swept up into the lake. Plastic and paper together into the lake. We have that footage. I will gladly give it to you. But I do not think, and I do not think the government, Mr. Jain, can get away with blaming those 2 workers. Absolutely. They do not read the NGT orders. They did not represent the government of Karnataka in the NGT and talk and actually defend the case. They are not ministers of Bangalore. They are not environment minister. They are not the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board. They are not the commissioner of the BBMP. They are not the commissioner of the BDA. They are not the Lake Development Authority of Bangalore. They are 2 workers. They will do as they are told. They are 2 also, let me point out, unsupervised workers. Please tell me why there are unsupervised workers right now near Bellandur Lake. Why isn't this matter being taken more seriously by the government of Karnataka?
No, we are taking all possible action. In the BBMP has taken a lot of steps to clean up the lake, to remove all the garbage, to fence wherever it is possible so that no one throws any further garbage. We have set up CCTV cameras to catch anyone who is violating these.
What are you talking about, sir? I am giving you, I have to call you onto the show and give you the evidence.
Yeah, so
if you had CCTV cameras, you would have this evidence for yourself.
Yeah, sure. You give the evidence to me, and one day I will take action. And,
no, but you will take action. This is my problem here. You will take action against these 2 workers. It is not their fault.
Why is the lake polluted?
You were telling me that you will remove the garbage from the city. but from the lake, but you've got garbage going into the lake every day, and you will take action against these two workers who will lose their jobs, which is completely unfair. Sridhar Pabbishetty, go ahead.
It's not a question of these two. I mean, unless you make...
Mr. Mahendra Jain.
Yes. Hello.
Mr. Mahendra Jain, Sridhar Pabbishetty from Namma Bengaluru Foundation.
Yeah, Mr.
Mahendra Jain, this is Sridhar from Namma Bengaluru Foundation.
He can hear you. Go ahead.
Sir, I just hope you will. I just hope you will act against either the BBMP Commissioner or the Joint Commissioner of Solid Waste Management and show exemplary standards. It is really appalling that 751 crores is the budget in BBMP for garbage management. And is this the way we do garbage management, sir? Here you have BBMP workers who have been instructed to...
That we have been taking. You are very well aware. You were part of the committee. We have sat and discussed it threadbare. We have taken up a lot of steps and you are aware of it. So, I mean, if anyone is found to be lax in their responsibilities, we will definitely take action. And I can only assure you that. I mean, we are as serious about having a clean city as anyone else. Sure, there are limitations, but in terms of efforts or sincerity, no one can find fault with us. I mean,
no, so I'm finding, Mr. Mahendra Jain, as a citizen of the city of Bangalore, I'm finding fault with you right now. I'm finding fault with you right now. How can you tell me, when this footage is running on my screen, how can you tell me that you are committed to keeping the city clean? How can you tell me that you can't find fault as far as intention is concerned if the government of Karnataka, as they have told us repeatedly on this very show, was truly committed? There would be a supervisor at that lake right now. These two workers would not be working by themselves at 6 in the morning. Where is the staff? Where is the seriousness? We can see the garbage that is flowing into the lake that's adding more garbage to it. This is the problem. The problem was not created. One second, Mr. Mahendra Jain. The problem was not created by some aliens who came out of nowhere. The problem was created by this sort of repeated dumping every day for the last several years. Now, all we are asking you to do is to make sure it doesn't happen again. And that's obviously, how does the government, Mr. Mahendra Jain, make sure that the dumping like this doesn't happen again? Please tell me, what can be done?
You ask any of the local residents also, the kind of cleaning up that has been taken up in the last several weeks. We have drone photography done to see if there is any garbage lying anywhere, and in the entire lake area, there was no garbage found. In the nalas downstream, there were people, I mean, near the bridge, people were dumping garbage. All that has been cleaned up by using JCBs and so on. That area has been fenced so that no one can further put any garbage. We have put cameras there, put watch and ward. I mean, sweepers, when they go to sweep, they go individually. First, they take the attendance is taken, and then they go around and sweep the area, and then they are supposed to bring it to a collection point. If someone has not done that and dumped some garbage in the lake, definitely we'll take action so that others don't repeat the mistake.
I think it will be very convenient on our part to really put the blame on these two workers, because we are actually talking about an institution that has been irresponsible. And it is not just about this footage, by the way. We are not only talking about this particular visual. We've actually looked at years together when the municipality and every other institution of the government hasn't done its duty. So when Mr. Jain says that they have a CCTV camera everywhere, haven't he seen all the sewage going into the lake? Somebody is polluting, and that's why there's garbage that is there. So really, I don't think it's about really putting blame on these two civic workers. It's your responsibility, sir. And it's so unfortunate that you only realize your responsibility when NGT tells you to do that.
Obviously not, right? NGT has been very clear. NGT has said no waste of any kind, municipal or otherwise, should be dumped. And if there is a dumping, he or she will be liable to pay 5 lakh rupees fine. Please tell me, Mr. Mahendra Jain, will this 5 lakh rupees fine be paid by the BBMP Commissioner now?
No, see, on the cleaning of the lake, the kind of efforts that have gone in, and it hasn't started since NGT told us. The question of Bellandur Lake came almost 7-8 months back. NGT has taken the matter only now recently, And we constituted the
show
expert
last
committee.
year, last year
We
on
constituted the expert committee. We identified what are the short-term and the long-term measures required to revive our lakes, and all those actions have started. In some departments, I mean, there are procedures take a bit longer, but in whatever responsibility was assigned to any of the agencies, they have all started in right earnest to take action. It takes time. It's not a problem that can be fixed overnight. But in terms of their efforts and sincerity, they have been working within their limitations.
Well, let me bring in Professor Dr. T.V. Ramachandra. Professor Ramachandra is on this show. Professor Ramachandra is on that expert committee. Professor, do you believe that this sort of seriousness is actually what we're seeing right now? That the government is really serious?
Okay, but I want to invite all of you to come to Bellandur Lake tomorrow morning.
Please don't invite us. We were in Bellandur on Friday. Let me point out to you that the last time we had Mr. N.A. Harris on the show, he invited us to Bellandur and we went to Bellandur on Friday. I'm back in the studio fresh after my visit of Bellandur, and this is what I'm seeing right now, and it's breaking my heart. Mahindra Jain, don't give me any more excuses. I want to hear from Professor Ramachandra. Do you believe, Professor, that the government is truly serious, that CCTVs and drones are what they're using, but at the same time, someone sweeping up garbage with a basket is actually dumping it in the lake? How is that a solution for anything? Do we really need drones?
No, actually, I am surprised with this insensitive statement of the ACS. You know, I have visited the lake yesterday, and tomorrow I am going there again. I have seen even trucks coming there. I do not know how they have stopped it. And in fact, I want to tell them why the lakes are vital to the Bangalore. See, Bangalore is facing a severe water crisis. And if we can harvest the rainwater, about 15 TMC of water is available through the rain. And Bangalore requires about 18 to 20 TMC of water for domestic purposes. That means 70% we can meet by rainwater harvesting. And lakes are the best to harvest the water. You know, we need to do that. We should not allow the water to get contaminated. There is a complete lack of accountability in the system. Everybody comes and talks nicely, but no action on the ground. In fact, I am surprised with Mr. Jain's statement. I am also saddened with the way he has made the statement. These false assurances cannot go on forever, and there has to be action on the ground. Let him show the action on the ground. I have gone to the field and I have seen the condition, and tomorrow again I am going to the field.
See what action has been taken on the ground. Since you are coming there, I will also come there. We will meet at 8 o'clock, and you can advise us on what further things need to be done. We will take it up, and we will show you what has been done.
Implement those things.
Well, the advice is already with you. The advice is already with you, Mahindra Jain. I want to bring in Debi Goenka. Debi Goenka, unfortunately, has not spoken up till now. Debi Goenka, I apologize for coming to you so late on the show. You've heard the conversation so far. What's your reaction to what we're hearing, Debi Goenka?
I think it's very unfortunate that until the court steps in, no government agency is willing to take action. The fact is that large chunks of the wetlands have been destroyed, can be proved using satellite imagery, and I really think that the order that the Supreme Court has given us in one of our mangrove cases, where the builder who has dumped debris illegally in the mangrove area was asked to remove the debris at his own cost and unreclaim the illegal dumping, that same kind of principle should be applied around the lake, and whatever wetlands were there, I think every effort should be made to restore them back to their natural condition. And of course, the first step is to stop the sewage from flowing in, whether it's industrial or domestic, doesn't really matter. All sewage has to be stopped, and obviously solid waste dumping has to be stopped. And my experience is that unless the municipal commissioner and the mayor are personally fined, and the fine has to be paid out of their own pockets and not out of public funds, nothing really is going to change. There's no point going after these two workers. They will just become symbolic sort of lambs to the slaughter. But I think the top officials really need to be hauled up. And unfortunately, Bellandur Lake is symbolic of many other lakes in the country. So let us set an example by restoring Bellandur Lake and cleaning it up, so that other lakes also have an example to follow.
We will definitely fix these lakes. The problem is an old one. We have an old legacy. It will take time, but all efforts have commenced, and whatever else needs to be done, with your support, we will do it. And I invite you to come tomorrow morning to Bellandur with me and have a look and see what we have done. We can tell you, and you can advise us on what further things need to be done. We are sincere about it, and we will definitely do those things.
Nagesh Aras.
Mr. Mahendra Jain, two simple things.
I think he is.
I'm sorry,
I think he is inviting us to visit our own area.
Tell me.
I think Mr. Mahendra Jain should actually listen from.
Okay, gentlemen, one at a time. Nagesh Aras, you go first.
Yeah, see, I have lived there for last 10 years, and I can tell you nothing is happening, whatever Mr. Mahendra Jain is talking about. In the first place, we should not be surprised that all this is happening in the first place. The reason is that there is no logistical arrangement to take away all this kind of waste and to process it or segregate it and to handle this kind of volume, what we produce. In absence of any kind of such logistical chain, it is very natural that unorganized sector should take it up and process it. This is what is going on in all forget Bellandur Lake, but any other lake you pick up. The segregation and all that is happening.
So Nagesh,
and whatever you see on the screen.
Mr. Mahendra Jain just said that if we ask the citizens of Bellandur who are living around the lake, they will vouch for the fact that the government has been doing an extensive cleanup process over the last couple of days or the last couple of weeks. Do you agree?
Absolutely bullshit. What is he talking about? I mean, this is completely fictitious statement. Actually,
I think this is not the kind of language that you should be using. I am telling you that we will go together.
Take it from me, sir. This is actually this being a family show. I am using lesser of the stronger words. I could use more stronger words if you like.
Hang on. So actually, tell me.
This is what you deserve.
One second. Nagesh Aras, Mr. Mahendra Jain, 1 second. Nagesh Aras. Now, we know that on some parts of the lake, there has in fact been a fence that has been put up. Mesh fences have been put up in some parts of the lake. And there has been some cleanup and sweeping that has happened that our reporter found in one side of the lake. The other side of the lake, there is a problem of the fact that whatever is being swept up on this side is being dumped on the other side.
Absolutely. This is what I am saying. See, citywide, there is no logistical arrangement. I have seen enough and more people. See, people when they give lectures, they say, I see waste as an asset. Okay, if they say waste is an asset, then to handle that, see, when people say waste is an asset, they have to provide logistical arrangement to handle that asset. Okay, where is that asset? Where is this logistical arrangement? You can see for yourself how the poor karmikas are actually dumping it and sweeping it off. That is all they are going to do because they do not have a tempo available to them. Can't you see it? There is a nearby, there is not a wheelbarrow, forget a tempo. There is no wheelbarrow even. How can you expect these people to carry it long distance?
You go around to
first of all, there is no provision for.
Mahendra Jain, if you're telling us to visit, if you're telling us to go around
please listen to me.
This footage was shot by someone at 6 in the morning in Bangalore city.
I'm going
there. There is not even a wheelbarrow, so how can you expect the poor karmikas to carry it on their shoulder?
What has been done and what needs to be done, all right? Thank you.
There is no wheelbarrow, forget about
Sridhar Pabbishetty, go ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Mahendra Jain, for the last 36 hours, we are hoping and pleading for the government to show us where is the Rajkalve in the Bellandur Amani Kere. And I do hope you will coordinate with your fragmented governance of what is the status of Bellandur Amani Kere Rajkalve, which connects Bellandur and Vartur Lake, and why the revenue officials woke up only this evening to come and look at where the survey numbers are, where the Rajkalve is. Until unless the complete fencing of Bellandur Lake happens and the Rajkalve happens, which we have been speaking ever since the committee headed by you was functioning, we still see no solace to it. I do hope you will give a commitment of by when the survey will be completed and by when the fencing will be completed, and that is the least that we can expect from you today, sir.
Sure. See, the fencing work is already on site. If you come and visit the lake with me tomorrow, I'll show you. As far as the Rajkalve,
sir, I've been there for the last 3 days. I've been there on Friday. I've been there on Monday, sir. Please don't insult us anymore.
You can come.
You have not gone there. We have been there.
Yeah, I'm not saying you've not been there. I'm just
Definitely I'll come. Definitely I'll come. Definitely I'll come and we'll show you what has to be done.
Okay, come with me and we will
the fencing work.
decide whatever needs to be done. We will do it. I'm not saying that there are.
I'll take your offer and I'll see you there tomorrow.
But I will instruct them and get things done. That's my responsibility. I'll do it.
Lakshmi Narayan is on the phone line right now. Lakshmi Narayan is a viewer who is on the phone line. Go ahead.
Good evening, Ms. Pei. I've been watching this particular show, apart from all the shows you are on, in terms of this Bellandur Lake from the time you were speaking to Mr. Harris and the rest of them on Friday. What I observe very carefully is most people don't seem to understand the impact of polluting a lake and what it has on the citizens in terms of the drinking water, which you just pointed out. Secondly, is it so difficult for, let's say, the corporator, the BBMP commissioner, all the other concerned departments and the others who have, including the committees which have examined all these aspects, to depute one person of responsibility, let's say put them in temporary shelters at the location, because the tribunal has given 1 month time to desilt the lake and complete the process and ensure. Is it not possible? Let's say Mr. Mahendra Jain has been speaking about, I'll be there tomorrow morning, I will take action, I will do this, I will do that. Would it not be possible for him to depute or get somebody, 6 people who will stay in a tent there, get the job done, show mirror now, that see, all this you have pointed out, now tell me where we have gone wrong. Is it so difficult? Is it impossible for a government of a state like Karnataka with the Bangalore, which is the high-tech city and, which is seen by everybody as the money spinner for everything? After all, the mayor wants a traffic-free zone for her vehicle. Can she not organize this? Speaking of 5 lakh fine, 1 lakh fine, if my money was going personally, madam, I would be there 24 hours, 24/7.
That's a very good point, and I think he said a very important thing. Ramprasad, he said money spinner. The city of Bangalore has been a money spinner for several people. I want to ask a very simple question of Mahendra Jain. Where is Mr. KJ George, who is responsible personally for the city of Bangalore? When will he come out and make a clear statement and take responsibility for the various problems that Bangalore is facing? Since the beginning of this year, since 2017, whether it was what happened on New Year's Eve or at MG Road or the various other cases that have come up after that, where is the person responsible for the city of Bangalore? Why won't he speak to us? Why won't he take responsibility for what's going on?
No, just like right from beginning, one thing Sridhar Pabbishetty has been making, that end of the day what is happening is the government and presently Bangalore is run by mafia. What even TVR sir was already mentioning, the garbage mafia, the water mafia and the land mafia. These 3 people are running the government. So obviously when they are running the government, they only look at their interest. That's all, nothing else other than that. Forget citizen, forget even about environment, forget even about the future. They are least going to be bothered about it. And this is what we are seeing time and again, that the governments simply somehow succumb to this kind of mafias, and they see to it that the mafias are benefited, not the citizens. And I think so everybody in this panel, I've been talking about this one time and again, and the people those are colliding with this mafias are never punished. Never ever punished. We don't even have examples wherein they have been really punished. And unless until somewhere we find that yes, this goes to a punishment mode, only then maybe we may be seeing some amount of some corrections happening within Bangalore city, and maybe a hope for the future to live in this city, or even a city that may be livable in future.
I want to bring in Seema Sharma on the phone line right now. She tells us she's a Bellandur resident. Seema, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I want to comment on the visual which you are showing on the screen, Parakarmika dumping in the lake, I would say this is just the symptoms. This is the lowest in the chain. There is no SWM, 24 vehicle to handle 28 square kilometer Bellandur. Half of the vehicle as per the work order should be tipper, and these are the luggage auto. And what would you expect these Parakarmikas? You look at them, no mask, no gloves, nothing. And all that money has been paid to contractor year over year after vigilant residents are going on the ground 6 a.m. every day, reporting again and again. But at the end of the day, these poor people, what would they do? without any gadgets, without any provision to process or collect waste, they will dump to the nearest point. If not Bellandur Lake, they will dump at empty plot. If not empty plot, some other place. Or drains. Even the drains are clogged with this. So this whole system has to be fixed. Just saying that dumping should not happen. And like I just sent some videos to Ragini also. Trucks after trucks are coming with the construction debris. These small waste, everything is going there. So it's the whole system failure of SWM where citizens are going and pleading that our ward should get this much. Where are the vehicles? Where are the Parakarmika? Where are the push carts? But nothing is happening. So
right. Let me bring in. See, I'm running out of time. I want to give the opportunity to Mahendra Jain to respond to what Seema just said. She said that this is what we are seeing right now is a symptom of the actual disease which runs far deeper. And these are people who live near the lake, who are watching from the lake every day. Mr. Jain, respond to a citizen of Bangalore.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree with what the lady said, that the Power Karmikas, their working conditions are bad. I mean, but we have prescribed that they have to be given the appropriate guard and everything. If some contractors are not adhering to it, we have to take action. I'll ask the municipal commissioner to be more stringent with his supervision and monitoring, and we will make sure that all the contractors comply with the requirements. Right? Okay.
I have to wrap up this show, but I am going to do this. I will continue to track this problem very, very carefully on this channel, but we will do one step more. I'm going to put on the screen right now my own personal email ID. It's going to be put up on the screen. There it is. It's on your screen. That is my personal email ID. I want you, citizens of Bangalore, to shoot visuals, photographs and videos on your phone and email it to this email. When you see people who are supposed to be cleaning up the city actually dumping the garbage and being irresponsible, send me the videos, send me the photographs on the email ID that you see on your screen. We will take it up with the government and we will make sure that we run those visuals. Enough, and I want to remind the state government of Karnataka, it is not lost on me and it's certainly not lost on you that you are in an election year now, officially in the next 1 year. If you do not pull up your socks and do a better job, then we are going to constantly bring up the problems of the city until you do, of every street corner, of every lump of garbage, of every mess that is made, of every footpath where you allow people to park their motorcycles instead of allowing people to actually walk. Every time there is a problem, we will highlight it on this channel. And this is not just about the city of Bangalore. This is true about Mumbai, about Delhi, about Chennai, about Hyderabad, about Pune, about Calcutta. Any city that's having a problem right now, my email ID is available to you. Take a video, take a photograph and email it to us. And we will make sure that we will hold the people who are responsible. We will hold their feet to the fire until something is actually done. Because this is all I do. I have all day. Thanks for watching.